Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon people to fight the menace of corruption collectively. Prime Minister says Eastern India has potential to be growth engine of the country. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar tells Akashvani India is trying to put forth concerns of Global South at world stage during its G20 presidency. President Droupadi Murmu grants assent to Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023. Gross direct tax collections in the country rise by 16% to 6.53 lakh crore rupees this fiscal so far. And India to take on Malaysia in the final of the Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament in Chennai this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that India has a strict policy of zero tolerance against corruption and call upon the people to fight it collectively. Addressing the G20 anti-corruption ministerial meeting at Kolkata virtually, Prime Minister Modi reaffirmed India's strong commitment to eradicating corruption and fostering transparency in governance. Prime Minister Modi underlined that India was leveraging technology and e-governance to create a transparent and accountable ecosystem. He said that the impact of corruption is felt most by the poor and the marginalized people. Mr. Modi added that corruption affects the allocation of resources, markets and diminishes the quality of life of people.
The impact of corruption is felt the most by the poor and the marginalized. It affects resource utilization. It distorts markets. It impacts service delivery. And ultimately, it diminishes people's quality of life. Fighting corruption is our sacred duty to our people.
Mr. Modi said government is aggressively pursuing economic offenders and enacted the Economic Offenders Act and has recovered assets worth over $1.8 billion from economic offenders and fugitives. The Prime Minister said welfare scheme leakages have been plugged and $360 billion given to people through direct transfers in the country. The Prime Minister also drew inspiration from poet laureate Rabindranath Tagore and issued a cautionary note against the corrosive impact of greed on truth and integrity. He also urged for fortified international collaboration in law enforcement to eliminate potential legal loopholes exploited by cross-border criminals. The Prime Minister has said that Eastern India has the potential to be the growth engine of a country. Mr. Modi was virtually addressing Bharatiya Janata Party workers during the inauguration of the Kshetriya Panchayati Raj Parishad at Kolaghat in West Bengal today.
देश के विकास का एक मजबूत स्तंभ, देश के विकास का एक मजबूत इंजन हमारे पूर्वी भारत के क्षेत्र में है. वहां प्राकृतिक संसाधन भी भरमार है और वहां ऊर्जावान, तेजस्वी, ओजस्वी हमारे नागरिकों का भी एक बहुत बड़ा सामर्थ्य है.
Prime Minister launched a scathing attack on the opposition INDIA, saying they did not want a discussion on the Manipur issue.
विपक्ष के लोग चर्चा में लोकतंत्र का दायित्व होता है, जब आप बोलते हैं तो दूसरे को सुनना चाहिए, लेकिन बीच में से ही भाग गए, सदन छोड़ करके चले गए, बहानेबाजी कुछ भी करी हो. लेकिन सच्चाई ये थी कि वो अविश्वास प्रस्ताव पर वोटिंग से डर गए थे, क्योंकि वोटिंग होती तो ये गठबंधन गठबंधन की पोल खुल जाती.
Mr. Modi also launched a scathing attack on the ruling Trinamool Congress TMC of the recent Panchayat polls held in West Bengal. He said the entire country has seen the politics of murder in the eastern state. The Prime Minister also accused the TMC of rigging the Panchayat polls in Bengal and said that the voters were being intimidated.
पश्चिम बंगाल में टीएमसी की राजनीति का यही तरीका है. वहां हमारी बहनों को, हमारे आदिवासी भाई बहनों को कैसे प्रताड़ित किया जाता है, ये हम भलीभांति जानते हैं. इन हालातों में भी भाजपा के जो प्रतिनिधि जीत करके आए हैं, मैं उन्हें और आप सभी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं.
BJP Chief JP Nadda was physically present at the inauguration in Kolaghat. Mr. Nadda will also hold meetings with the Bengal BJP Core Committee, members of Parliament and legislators to review preparations for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections 2024 during this tour. External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar has said that during the G20 meeting, India is trying to put forth the concerns of the global south at the world stage. He said that due to economic pressure, many countries in the region have not been able to continue their economic progress and are struggling to meet their SDGs goals. In an exclusive interview with Akashvani, Dr. S Jaishankar said that climate change is one of the major impediment in the development process of these countries.
Climate is a very big issue. But to deal with climate, you need resources. Now the developed countries keep promising resources, but they don't actually deliver on their promise very often. The people who will be most impacted by climate will be developing countries. That is also a big issue. India has taken it upon itself to make these problems the center of the conversation.
The minister asserted that the two major divides the G20 have to address are one is East-West due to the Ukraine crisis and the second one is North-South. Dr. S Jaishankar said that India is now somewhat at the center stage and we must find answers for both the East-West and the North-South divides.
There is a bigger divide of development, growth, health, education, even of climate action. So India today is in a center. We have to find a solution for North-South, East-West, both of them. That is a big responsibility. And it is a responsibility by being the presidency of the G20, we have taken it upon ourselves. Our focus today is to get the world and the G20 to concentrate on the right problems.
Tune into 100.1 FM Gold channel and additional frequencies of Akashvani News at 9:15 tonight to listen to an exclusive interview with Dr. Jaishankar. President Droupadi Murmu has granted assent to the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023 DPDP Bill after it was passed by both houses of Parliament. The DPDP Bill was passed unanimously by Rajya Sabha on the 9th of August while Lok Sabha passed the bill on the 7th of August by voice vote. The bill aims to manage digital personal data by balancing individuals' right to safeguard the data with the need to lawfully process such data for relevant purposes. According to the bill, a person may process the personal data of an individual for a lawful purpose on the basis of the consent and for certain legitimate uses. The bill has a provision to set up the Data Protection Board of India. Earlier, the Electronics and Information Technology Minister Akashvani said the legislation is intended to protect the digital personal data of 140 crore Indians. He said around 90 crore people of India are connected with the internet and this bill has been brought for the protection of security and privacy of the people in this digital world. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of projects worth over 4,000 crore rupees in Sagar, Madhya Pradesh today. Mr. Modi will perform Bhumi Pujan for the Sant Ravidas Memorial at Bartuma in Sagar at a cost of 100 crore rupees. The Prime Minister will also address a public meeting. More from a correspondent.
Mr. Modi will lay the foundation stone of two road projects worth 1,582 crore rupees under the Bharatmala project of the National Highway Authority of India. These roads will make it easier to reach the Buddhist stupas of Sanchi and famous Chanderi saris. The Prime Minister will also inaugurate the doubling of the Kota-Bina rail route built at a cost of 2,500 crore rupees. In view of the Prime Minister's program, Bartuma, Dhana and the surrounding areas of 3 km has been declared a no-flying zone. Madhya Pradesh Governor Mangubhai Patel, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, several ministers of central and state government will also be present in the program. With Vinod Arya, Sanjeev Sharma, Akashvani News, Sagar.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that India needs another green revolution in the form of natural farming, which is aimed at ensuring the highest value addition to farmers and protect farmlands from degradation. Addressing the gathering after laying the foundation stone for IFCO Nano Urea plant at Gandhidham in Kutch today, Mr. Shah said the new green revolution aims to fulfill 3 primary goals which include achieving self-sufficiency in food production and bringing prosperity to the farmers.
तो नई हरित क्रांति के 3 लक्ष्य है। उत्पादन के साथ साथ हर क्षेत्र के खान पान की चीजों में आत्मनिर्भर बनना, दूसरा किसान के 1 एकड़ में उपज को बढ़ाना और प्राकृतिक खेती को बढ़ावा देकर भूमि का संरक्षण करना, और तीसरा लक्ष्य है प्राकृतिक खेती से उपजे हुए धान, अनाज और अन्य उत्पादों को विश्व के बाजार में एक्सपोर्ट कर किसान के घर तक समृद्धि पहुंचाना।
The Home Minister added the nano urea plant will provide multi-dimensional benefits to the agricultural economy. He said the plant will play a vital role to reduce imports of fertilizers and make India self-reliant in the field of fertilizers.
उत्पादन बढ़ेगा, दाम में किफायती रहेगा, सरकार का सब्सिडी का बोझ कम करेगा, और सबसे बड़ी बात है इंपोर्ट को कम कर भारत को यूरिया और डीएपी के क्षेत्र में आत्मनिर्भर भी बनाए। उचित क्वांटिटी में और उचित दाम से जब उर्वरक मिलता है तो निश्चित रूप से किसान की समृद्धि बढ़ती है।
Mr. Shah, who is on a 2-day visit to his home state, Gujarat, will lay the foundation stone for BSF's mooring place in Koteshwar in the afternoon and will virtually launch various developmental projects of BSF, including the newly built Chiria More Biarbet Link Road and OP Tower in Harami Nala in Kutch. Mr. Shah will also visit the Harami Nala area, and in the evening he will attend the Transformation at 75 program at Bhuj Jail. The gross direct tax collection has registered growth of around 16% to 6,53,000 crore rupees compared to corresponding period last year. The Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT said the provisional figures of direct tax collections continue to register a steady growth. Net direct tax collection after adjusting refunds stands at 5,84,000 crore rupees, which is over 17% higher than the net collections for the corresponding period last year. This collection is over 32% of the total budget estimates of direct taxes for 2023-24. CBDT said the refunds amounting to 69,000 crore rupees have been issued between 1st of April to 10th of August this year, which is 3.73% higher than the refunds issued during the same period in the last year. Railways Ministry will establish Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras at railway stations across the country. It aims to make available quality medicines to all at an affordable price. The ministry has identified the list of 50 stations for the pilot project. The ministry said this will enable passengers and visitors at railway stations to easily access Jan Aushadhi products. It will also create employment opportunities and generate avenues for entrepreneurs for opening Jan Aushadhi Kendras. These Kendras will be set up and operated by licensees at locations identified by railway divisions. In hockey, India will face Malaysia in the final of the Asian Champions Trophy at the Mayor Radhakrishnan Hockey Stadium in Chennai today. The match will begin at 8:30 p.m. India entered the final beating Japan 5-0. India opened the account in the 19th minute of the game with Akashvani finding the net. Thereafter, it was India's dominance throughout the game, and they scored goals in the 23rd, 30th, 39th and 51st minute to make it 5-0. In another semi-final match, Malaysia defeated Korea 6-2 yesterday to enter the final. In Kerala, the 69th edition of the famed Nehru Trophy boat race will be held at the picturesque Punamada Lake in Alapura district today. 72 boats, including 19 Chundan Valloms or snake boats vying for the coveted trophy, will be participating in the boat race held every year on the second Saturday of August. The race will begin with the heats round of smaller boats in the morning session. The heats round of the snake boats will begin after the inaugural session, scheduled to take place this afternoon. The finals will be held in the evening. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon people to fight the menace of corruption collectively. Prime Minister says Eastern India has potential to be growth engine of the country. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar tells Akashvani, India is trying to put forth concerns of Global South at world stage during its G20 presidency. President Droupadi Murmu grants assent to Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023. Gross direct tax collections in the country rise by 16% to 6.53 lakh crore rupees this fiscal so far. And India to take on Malaysia in the final of the Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament in Chennai this evening. And with that, we end the Midday News.